Hey everyone, welcome to the first of a new series that I'm calling Paint and Chat with Me, where I am going to be talking about the grieving process, how I have been learning to grieve over this past year of the loss of my mom. And I also wanted to paint and do something a little bit lighthearted that was joyful and not sad because I don't like painting sad. I like painting colorful, vibrant, bold, beautiful things. And this new collection, Joyful, is just what the doctor is asking for. So, when it comes to the grieving process, it's kind of hard at times to see any life, to see any joy, to have any hope. And so, I know for me, right after I lost my mom, I had some dark blue paintings in the hallway that we have. It was already dark because the walls are all blue and everything. And so it just felt so heavy that I just was like, I need some brightness. I need some life. And so I went and dug into my collection and pulled out some bright colored paintings and put them on the walls. And when I tell you, it did what it needed to do. It uplifted my spirit. It helped my home feel lighter and brighter. And I want to continue to paint things like that. It was just like, this really does work. I'm not just saying that bright colors elevate the mood, like it really literally does. And so these are some paintings that I've been wanting to do for a while. I've been really enjoying this style of expressive brush strokes and this color palette of light blues and dark blues, aquas, pastels, mixing in some creams and metallic golds and even some hot pink just for fun. And I'm loving it. And so I just can't seem to get enough of this color palette. I did a whole earring collection with it. I showed you the tumbler that I made with it. I'm doing side paintings, just exploring the colors, and I just can't get enough of it. So I hope you are going to enjoy watching the process of me creating this joyful mini collection. And I also hope that you enjoy and can glean some gems from what I have learned in the past year of grieving the loss of my mom. So, enough about the art. Let's get into the topic. What a year of grieving the loss of my mom has taught me. I have 12 lessons. I'm not going to go too in depth in them because, like I said, this is a series that I'm going to push myself to do. I have written books before, journals, guided journals, and devotionals. And, it seems very easy for me to just like, let me just write because I write all the time in my journal. But there's something that is feeling more that I need to do it like this in video form with my artwork. So we're going to give it a go. We're going to give it a go. I pray that you enjoy the series and the paintings that come out of it. So, okay, enough talking about that, all the preliminaries. Let's get right into it. The first thing that I learned is that there are 5 to 7 stages of grief, and they are not linear. Linear meaning that they're going to happen in a particular order. So you expect if A happens, then B is going to happen, and then C, D, E, and F. That's not the case with grief. Grief doesn't have a rhyme or reason to it. It is, I call it rude and disrespectful, and it can be so overwhelming and unexpected. You could be feeling like you're good one minute and then the next second you're not. And it could be a trigger. It could come out of the blue. It is literally so and I hate to say this because I like to be more positive, but it's really unpredictable. And as much as I like routine and structure, as I've come to learn over the last several years, especially after becoming a mom, routine and structure is important to me, and grief just does not follow that. So I learned about the 7 stages of grief, and I want to share with you what they are, and then you can go and dig more onto what they mean each. And yeah, so let's get into it. The first one is shock. The shock of it, there's denial, there's anger, bargaining. Those bargaining would be like the we should have did this, we could have done that, things would have been different. Then there is depression, there is testing, and acceptance. So those are the 7 stages of grief. I'll say them again: shock, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, testing, and acceptance. The second thing I learned, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you this, none of this is in order, it's just what came to me as I was writing down my notes. The second thing that came to me was that grief is an intimate and personal experience. You get to decide who joins you and for how long they get to join you. So you may think, oh, yeah, my best friend's going to be the one that's going to be in on it. They may not end up being the right person for you. You may have a mentor that you're like, oh, I see them for these things, but then grief happens and then you realize that's not who I want to share these things with. It could be your partner. Like, you get to decide who, when, how long, all of the things. It's up to you. It's your choice. Grief is your own. You get to decide what happens. You get to, as much as it feels like you're not steering the ship, you get to steer the ship of how this grief journey goes for you. The third thing is a grief counselor is different than a regular mental health therapist. Specialists exist for a good reason. Now, my background is in mental health counseling. I was a mental health therapist for several years. And even in that, I realized after this experience, I'm like, yeah, grief counselors are grief counselors for a reason, because there are some special nuances and quirks to grief that just doesn't fit into the typical, we're going to talk about anxiety or depression or coping skills. Yes, all of those things are incorporated in grief counseling, but there are certain things that happen during the grief process that is not going to necessarily be covered in a normal mental health specialist our mental health counselor setting. So if you can find a grief counselor, if you can get to a grief support group, I highly recommend Grief Share if you are looking for something faith-based. It is very, very helpful, very, very practical, very, very realistic, and I cannot recommend grief counseling and grief support groups enough. Try them out. They are very helpful. The fourth thing is that it's okay if you and your loved ones are at different stages of grief. To keep those relationships healthy, you might need to take a step back for a bit. Give them grace and forgive their grief by setting personal boundaries that are realistic and practical for you, whether that's emotional or physical, so that you can have the space to recoup as you need to. Focus on your own journey and trust God to help them find their way. Number five, it's okay to focus on your well being and mental health apart from your loved ones. A little distance may help you process more for yourself instead of getting caught up in how others are processing their grief. Your experience is unique to you, even if you experience the loss of the same person or thing. It's unique to you. Like I said in the beginning, you get to decide who's going to be on this journey with you, and you also get to decide who you need to take a break from. It's okay. It's okay. If you feel like you have the capacity and the ability to express that, like, hey, I just need some time to take a step back and work through this and make sense of this in my mind, then that is phenomenal. If you're not able to, it's okay. I was there too. I couldn't really articulate it, but eventually I was able to, and it was good for me. Either way, take the time that you need if you need to distance yourself, but don't isolate. Distance yourself, but don't isolate. Find somebody that you can depend on, whether it's that grief counselor, that grief support group, or an unexpected friend who was there for you. Number six, starting a new hobby or picking up old ones can help to nurture your healing process. It gives you somewhere to redirect that heavy, complex feeling and the energy of grief. You can even dedicate the results of those hobbies to your lost loved one. Number seven, people show up for you in different ways. Here are some helpful ways that you may not have thought of. The gift of prepared meals, presence of just hanging around, coming to sit and watch a movie, just chill out with you. Money, words of encouragement and understanding. Hands-on activities like cleaning, cooking, organizing, or even going grocery shopping for you or picking up things for your household. All of these things are helpful. Some people and their gifts come one time. Some come for a short period of time in the first few weeks after the loss. And then there are even a special select few that will stay for a longer span of time, like several months, a year, or even more. Pay attention to those people who are showing up for you. Number 8, it's easy to focus on yourself and not see others' pain or struggles. What about me can also turn to what about them? How has this loss impacted them? They may still be processing or in another stage of grief that you are not in, and that is totally okay. I think it's so easy to just swoop into ourselves and become isolated in our thoughts and feelings that we misread the effects that this grief is having on others. We may think that, oh, they're not grieving because they're not showing or presenting in a certain way, and the way that they're presenting or showing their grief may backfire or may not really gel with where you are, so it can look a little different. That can cause some friction and some frustration. But like I said earlier, give them grace, forgive their grief. And I got that, forgive my grief, from a book called Bitter and Sweet by Rhonda McKnight. Check it out, life changer, so good. Once I heard that phrase, I was like, yeah, that's going to help me. That's going to help me in this process. Forgive their grief, give them grace. Number 9, you don't just lose the person, you lose what came with them: your identity, emotional support, physical support, financial, spiritual support, the routines with them, the traditions. All of those things are lost when you lose the person that you love. So, grieving encompasses all of those things, not just the person that you lost. Number 10, listen to your body to guide you on how you show up in the world post loss. If you're tired, then find some time to sleep or make the time to sleep. If you're overwhelmed, take a breather, ask for assistance. If you're feeling good inside, embrace that happiness and joy. Don't shy away from it, fill your cup. And if you're sick, rest and take care of yourself. Number 11, if you want to feel joy, peace, happiness, positivity, and have a hard time getting there, it's okay to seek the company of people and places that exude that effortlessly. Connect there. Again, fill your cup. And number 12, community is so helpful. Like I was mentioning before, those support groups, your friends, your church group, readjust your focus from who you wish would be there for you and embrace who is showing up for you. You'll be surprised of who comes up, who you're not expecting to show up, who shows up. Embrace them. Embrace them. Embrace them. Not everyone can handle where you are and what you're going through, even if you experience the same loss. The needs that you have will vary from day to day, sometimes moment to moment in the early days of loss. So sometimes you don't even know what you need until you receive it. So embrace the community that's around you, embrace those who are around you, and give grace to them. Thank you guys. If there was one of these things that resonated with you, let me know in the comments. I would love to explore it more. And the collection is available on my website now at decaliseartstudio.com. Thanks for being here. Until next time, stay safe and well.